Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share this video with you all. I've been hoarding and collecting containers for months, so this is something that I've been planning to do for a while, and I'm really excited to finally be taking care of it. Here's a preview of the hot mess that I'm dealing with, and hopefully you enjoy this video. When I come back, you've heated up the South Pole. So here are just a few of the baskets and containers that I'm going to be using for the pantry. A lot of the items I got from the Container Store and some from Amazon. But the first thing that I'm going to be doing is actually just removing those food items from that first shelf. You'll see in a later clip that I actually end up doing it a completely different way. I end up just taking everything out because it just seemed more practical. Now that I've cleared that first shelf, I'm actually just going to take a Clorox wipe and just start wiping down the shelf. It wasn't really dirty, but I did notice there was a couple crumbs here and there, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that down. I also just want to say that containers like this can really get expensive, especially if you need a ton of them. Me personally, I did not have a pantry in our previous home, so I was super excited in having one in this house. But don't think for 1 second that you have to have containers like this to have a really beautiful organized space. You can get containers from the Dollar Tree, from Walmart. Even Target has containers now that you can use to organize your pantry and your fridge. So now I'm just focusing on the other side of the shelf, and here I just want to go ahead and put all the waters and the extra Gatorades that I had on hand. So that's what you'll see me do here. And then I was focusing on taking out the food one shelf at a time, but last minute I decided to go ahead and just take everything out at once. It just seemed more practical, so that's what you'll see me doing here. So I went ahead and cleared out the pantry. The only thing that I left out was these condiments right over here on this corner, and then the canned goods because I am going to leave them there. So I'm just going to wipe all of the shelves down, and then I'm going to pretty much group everything on the island and then put everything back in here. So this is a chaos, guys. This is why I was taking everything one shelf at a time. Because I was trying to avoid this mess. You can see I have more things back there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the clear containers back into the pantry, or just the clear ones. That way I can get an idea of where I want things, and then I'm going to start grouping everything in there. I feel like that might be the easiest way to do it. We'll see. Maybe I'll change gears once I'm doing it, but for now, this is the way that I think that is going to work best. So now that I've grouped a lot of the food together, now I'm just going to start taking the containers and start putting food into them and see like what works. I actually really like this Lazy Susan because it has the divider, so I can group different things together. So in here, I'm just going to put these protein bars and some of these water enhancer droplets. And then I have some beef jerky that I get from Costco that Chris and Anthony really love. So I'm going to go ahead and put those here. So I wanted to show you these labels that I actually got from Etsy, and they're little round stickers that have best before. So this is where you put the date of when things expire, because I do have a few things in these OXO containers, and so a lot of the things you don't know when they expire. I already had these, so as you can see, I basically just taped up with painter's tape at the very bottom, and I cut out the, well, see, you can't really see it now. I think I can see it on the actual tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to put the expiration dates on these and then put it underneath the actual container. That way I know when it expires. It just looks a lot cleaner, because like I said, this is what I had before. I just had like painter's tape on the bottom. And then on one of these containers, the little small ones, I have cornstarch and powdered sugar, and that you can't tell which one is which. So I am going to use my label maker to label that underneath it, because I don't like to label them in the front. That's just not what I want to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed all that up, and then I'm probably going to refill the cereal container as well. I did get some cereal, so I'm going to go ahead and refill those and then put those back in the pantry. Let me know down in the comments below after watching the home edit on Netflix if you started itching to organize every portion of your house. I feel like that was me when I watched it. And I believe this is kind of one of the reasons that it sparked an interest to get my pantry organized. I'm very organized as it is as a person, but I can get kind of OCD. So sometimes I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I'm very, very happy with the way everything came out, and hopefully this inspires you to organize a part of your home. It doesn't specifically have to be your pantry. Keep it coming through the night. We don't need to slow down. Take it all, give you what you need. If you stay with me, I'll have you in the dark. So shine on, lose your spell. Show me what you got. Let you call us bird. Let you call us bird now. You call us bird now. I'll let you in the dark. I'm waiting in the dark, where I can see you so clear. All we got is here and now. So give it all you got. Don't you pay them any mind. Close your eyes. So as you see me earlier using those clear containers, I also bought some of these baskets because I wanted to put items in here that were obviously not too pretty and aesthetically looking, so I wanted kind of to hide it. So I'm using some of these to basically separate. I have one for movie night, baking, crackers, like international foods, and that kind of includes like ramen and Spanish rice. And then the very two top ones are going to be backstock and then all the medicine. So I kept these pretty empty because this is where I'm going to be putting all the backstock. So I have a couple boxes underneath the pantry on the floor that have a ton of snacks. So I know once I fill up the snack section, I'm gonna have some leftover. So I'm actually going to be using these baskets to put all the backstock in there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start stocking all of the snacks. That way, whatever's left over, I'm gonna put them in these baskets and then place them on top of the pantry. So I'll show you. Okay, so here's all the snacks that I was talking about. I actually get these from Costco. So the Oreos I got from Costco, and then these down here I got from Costco. The Pringles I actually ended up getting from Kroger. I do get my Pringles from Costco, but this last time that I went, they didn't have them, so I did have to buy them at Kroger, which they're a little bit more expensive. But I'm gonna go ahead and stock up this section here with snacks, and then whatever's left over I'm actually going to just put in those baskets that you just saw. So let me get that started, that way I can go ahead and put them away. I hope I'll be your destination. You're far away and yet so close. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. I originally did not want to use these smaller baskets for backstock. I actually have some rolling baskets that are going to go at the bottom of the pantry that I originally wanted to store all the backstock in. But as I thought about it more, I decided that I wanted to put these at the very top of the pantry because I wanted my son to be able to have options to pick snacks and not just all the snacks at the bottom. If I stored them at the bottom of the pantry, they were just going to be visible, and that was the only thing that he was going to gravitate to. My son is still doing a virtual learning, so he's at home and he snacks a ton. But I want to be able to give him options to pick fruit and other items in the fridge, and not just what's in the pantry. The traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. I hope I'll be your destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. Okay. So I already had one of these baskets, so I went ahead and bought a second one because I wanted two baskets down at the bottom. I don't really like anything on the floor. It obviously, before you saw how messy it got, but I think that's one of the reasons why I don't want anything on the floor, because it was so hard to get in here. So I'm gonna use these baskets to organize different things. As you can see, this one I already had, so I have a couple of baking sheets in here. And I'm going to leave those. The only reason that I didn't use these for backstock is because they're actually very narrow and small, so they weren't going to work. So that's why I ended up putting them in those other baskets. So I'm going to figure out what all I have left, and then I'm going to add them in these baskets. Your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your high when you fall. Okay, so really quickly, I want to go through where everything's at. Hopefully this won't take me too long, but right over here at the bottom, I have two of these rolling baskets, and they do have dividers. What I like is that, so this one on the left has all my extra baking sheets that I couldn't fit into my cabinets, and eventually I probably will move them, but for now this is where I'm going to keep them. Right in the middle here I have the cat's food, and then over to the right I have some paper goods, so disposable plates, forks, spoons, and knives. And then over here to the right, I have all the extra backstock of drinks. So these are the drinks that I actually restocked the fridge with. And then right in the middle, I have bread, tortillas, and kind of like starch. And then over to the right, I have all of the chips. And then over here on the first shelf is where I'm keeping, so I guess we'll start over here. So I have these stackable like acrylic containers, and so I decided to keep all of my onions, potatoes, lime, and lemons. And then this is kind of like the snack section, so I have all the Pringles, the Ritz bits and all of that. And then this one's actually my favorite. So this is a Lazy Susan, but it has dividers. And this is where I keep all of like the beef jerky, and then I have some drink stuff here. So these are actually those droplets that you put in your water. They're flavored, so these are actually made with stevia, so those are, my son liked those. And then I have these little Gatorades on the go for whenever Chris goes to work. And then I have some cookies and then some protein bars here. So this one is actually probably my favorite. And then right over here I have extra drinks, so water, and then more backstock Gatorade. Second show, these containers I actually already had. So all I did was basically just like restock them. So I just refilled everything. And then as you saw in the clips before, I did go ahead and add these little stickers to put the best before. And then like on this, like the oats, I basically cut out the directions of how to cook them, and then I tape it at the bottom. And then right over here I have these white containers, and here's where I keep the instant potatoes. And then I have some rice back here that I got from Costco that I actually didn't like. I have 2 more left over, so I probably won't be repurchasing that. And then here I have my spaghetti. I call this kind of like my dinner to go, because when I don't know what to cook, I just take a spaghetti and some sauce. And then I have more pasta here. And then right over here, I have kind of like miscellaneous. So I have some pancake mix, panko, and then 1 minute rice. Third shelf is pretty much all the condiments. I decided to organize these with these Lazy Susans. And so here I have kind of like, this is a backstock of my oil that I keep on the counter. And then when I cook Spanish rice, I always use this because this is what my mom uses. So I'm just, I don't know, I guess for me, it just seems easier to just use what my mom uses. And then I have just extra things like liquid amino, soy sauce, some distilled white vinegar, and then yeah, some just like it's mostly like oils. And then right over here I have all my honeys, and then I have the maple syrup that we use. And then I do have this instant coffee. So fun fact, I actually don't drink coffee. Coffee makes me very jittery, so that's why I have the decaf. But I do like to have it on hand for when people come over. I probably will be purchasing like a coffee maker or something for when people come over, but we're not coffee drinkers in this household, so I just have this just for whenever people come over. And then right over here, I just have like, I call this kind of like my hot sauce section, because I have all my hot sauces here: Sriracha, Valentina, Louisiana. And then this is what I cook my Spanish rice. And then I have some like backstock barbecue sauce, Mike's Hot Honey, and then my Greek dressing from Zoe's. That's like my favorite dressing. I actually do not keep my ketchup in the fridge. I know you're supposed to store it in the fridge after you open it, but I do not like cold ketchup. Like, I don't know, let me know if you do, but I do not. So I keep it here. I have not died. I have been doing this for years and I've been fine. But I know Chris always gives me a hard time about not putting it in the fridge. But anyways, and then right over here I have this organizer that I got from Amazon. And I'm not really sure what this is for to organize, but I thought it would be great for me to store like the taco seasonings. And then I have a soup back here, and then some ranch, and it actually fit perfectly in that corner. Right over here I have just some beef broth, chicken broth, and then I have all my canned goods. So I actually use pinto beans a lot. And then I have just some miscellaneous like corn and black beans. I will say I did go to the store to stock up, that way this will look all pretty and nice, but I do use all of this. And then this is just some tomato paste that once I open it I can store it in the fridge, but I just have it here. And then these 2 baskets, I have the baking, and these are all crackers. This one right over here is my international, so that's where I keep all like my Spanish rice, the chiles, and then there's like some ramen. And then right here I have the movie night. And then up here I have medicine. So this is adult medicine, children medicine, and first aid. And then these 2 baskets are all backstock. So everything that you see down here that I get from Costco that I have left over, I actually put them in those 2 baskets. And then eventually I will be putting these clip clips on those baskets up there, but I actually ran out. So I have to go back to the Container Store and purchase more. And then eventually, like I said, these will actually be labeled as well, but the labels didn't get here, but I didn't want to hold on the video just until I got them, so they'll probably be here sometime next week. So I'll probably post a photo on my Instagram or on stories once I get them. It's the same labels that I used in my bathroom organization video. So this is pretty much it. And that is it for this video. I hope that you find this video helpful. Leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time that I upload. Thank you so much and hope you come back for another video.